Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. December 26, 2018, Boxing Day. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about some of the recent very long stories in newspapers literally over the past weekend that caught my eye. The first one was Lunch with the FT, one of my favorite Saturday columns, where they interviewed Bob Diamond, the former head of Barclays, CEO, and he talks about the 2012 LIBOR scandal, his high-profile sacking, and the future of finance with the provocative title, "Anyone asking me for public relations advice would need their head examined." Touché. Next up, in the Wall Street Journal, Goldman Sachs has finally gone on the offensive against the claims it's criminally involved with the 1MDB scandal. The CEO, David Solomon, has defended the company's stance on its dealing with the Malaysian Sovereign Wealth Fund, and on a message posted to the Goldman internet site, he's defended the firm's culture and compliance measures, both of which have been heavily criticized. In two extraordinarily long pieces for newspapers, yet extraordinarily good as well, one from the Wall Street Journal entitled Burned Out. And it's about General Electric, once America's most valuable company, the maker of power turbines, jet engines, TV shows, and how it was fueled by a relentless optimism. It made and remade itself until, of course, it didn't. It's the story of how General Electric lost power. It's a fascinating story of not so much just hubris, but how when a company fails to follow the market and follow changing consumer tastes and changing economic scales, it literally can lead to the end of the company. And that's what we're seeing with General Electric right now, that the company's having to divest itself of almost everything. It details a series of missteps, both in the financial realm and the mergers and acquisition realm, and it's truly a cautionary tale that I hope one day will be taught at business schools so that students will understand what can happen. And finally, from the Sunday New York Times was a fascinating and extraordinarily important article about the Gupta family. That's the Indian nationals family who literally took over in state capture the South African government through bribery and corruption. It detailed the background of the three brothers involved, how they bribed their way to the top levels of the African National Congress, and how they literally not only looted the South African economy for their own personal benefit, but how they continued to do so over a number of years, and the hubris and extravagance which led to their downfall. It's a very cautionary tale, and I would commend it to you for reading going forward. I hope you enjoy your Boxing Day. We will be off tomorrow, so Merry Christmas to all. I previously indicated I've decided to move forward with the Daily Compliance News into 2019 each day. If there's a different format or different information distribution that you would like, please give me a shout and let me know. tfox@tfoxlaw.com. Also, I hope you will check out some of the new offerings on the Compliance Podcast Network. Jay Rosen and myself have started a new podcast series, Popcorn and Compliance, a look at compliance through the lens of the movies, that premiered Saturday, December 8th, and will post bi-monthly on Saturday for your entertainment and enjoyment listening pleasure. Finally, Mary Shirley and Lisa Fine have premiered their new podcast, Great Women on Compliance. I hope you will check that out. It's a great podcast series. We have several other offerings that we are in production and will go live after the first of the year on the Compliance Podcast Network.